You believe in Allah, you pray, you make dua, you know what's halal and what's haram, but you still feel empty. And that confusion is more dangerous than disbelief, because when someone doesn't believe, at least they know they are lost. But you think you are connected while something inside you is slowly dying. So the real question is not, why do I feel empty? The real question is, how can someone believe in Allah and still feel nothing? Stay with me, because the answer will expose something most people never realize. And once you see it, you won't be able to go back to the same life again. You think your problem is lack of motivation. You think your problem is laziness. You think your problem is I just need to pray more. But that's not the problem, because your life is not built on what you believe occasionally. Your life is built on what you repeat daily. And right now, your emptiness is not random. It is the results of repetition. The same thoughts, the same habits, and the same distractions, repeated again and again, until they shape how you feel. Because the truth is simple. Your state is a reflection of what you constantly feed your heart and mind. Now, here is where it gets uncomfortable. You say you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but your thoughts are filled with dunya. You say you trust Allah, but your emotions are controlled by fear, comparison, and desire. You say you want Jannah, but your habits are pulling you somewhere else. This creates something dangerous, a split inside you. And when there is a split, there is no space, because your mind and your heart and your actions are not aligned. And when alignment is broken, emptiness begins. Let me explain something most people never understand. Your conscious mind says, I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but your subconscious mind is built by repetition, and whatever you repeat becomes your reality. So if you spend hours in distraction, dopamine, sin, comparison, worldly obsession, your subconscious mind is being programmed away from Allah. Even if your tongue says, I believe, because your subconscious mind does not care what you say. It only responds to what you constantly think and do. And this is where emptiness is born. I call this the divided heart. This is when you believe, but your inner system is programmed against that belief. And here is what happens when your heart is divided. You pray, but you feel empty. You make dua, but it feels empty. You listen to reminders, but nothing changes. Not because Islam is weak, but because your internal system is in conflict. You have asked this before. Why don't I feel anything in prayer? And here is the answer. Because feelings follows focus, and your focus has been trained elsewhere. If your mind is constantly filled with noise, distraction, desire, and fear, then when you stand in prayer, your heart doesn't switch instantly, because habits compound. Just like small actions build results over time, your inner state is the accumulation of what you have been feeding it daily. Now, this is the most dangerous part. You think, as long as I believe, I am fine. But belief without alignment creates internal contradiction, and contradictions creates emptiness, because your soul was created for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but your system is feeding something else. And when the soul is not fed what it was created for, it doesn't die immediately. It slowly weakens until you feel nothing. So understand this clearly. Your thoughts are not harmless. Every thought you repeat plant a seed in your subconscious mind, and those seeds create your emotional states. So if your thoughts are negative, worldly, fear-based, desire-driven, then your inner state will reflect that, even if you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because belief alone without mental alignment does not transform your state. You say, I will change. You feel motivated, you start strong, but then you go back. Why? Because you are trying to change actions without changing the system, and systems are what control results. Your habits, your environment, your thoughts, these are your system. If they don't change, you don't change. Faith is not just saying, I believe. Faith is a state, and that state is built through repetition, focus, condition. Even the concept of faith increasing comes from consistent reinforcement. Because what you repeatedly think, you begin to feel, and what you feel becomes your reality. So now we come back to the question, why do you feel empty? Even though you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because your belief is not supported by your system. Your heart is divided, your thoughts are misaligned, your habits are pulling you away, and your subconscious mind has been programmed by everything except what you claim to believe. So the solution is not just try harder. The solution is reprogram your internal system, because until your thoughts, your habits, and your focus align with your beliefs, you will continue to feel empty. Change does not happen instantly. It compounds, just like habit compounds over time. So every small action, every dhikr, every thought, every habit is either moving you towards alignment or deeper into emptiness. There is no neutral in it. So ask yourself honestly, what are you feeding your mind daily? Because that is what is shaping your heart, and your heart is what determines how close you feel to Allah. Not your words, not your intentions, but your inner state. You don't feel empty because you lack belief. You feel empty because your belief is not supported by your system. Fix the system and everything changes. And once that alignment happens, you won't just believe anymore. You will feel it, inshallah Rabbi.
والسلامة والسلام ولو